In the video, that is the first time detectives learned that there was actually 4 people in that gray Jeep, and that the defendant, Jamel Demons, is in the rear driver's side.
YNW Melly case has been full of twists and turns from the very beginning, but what just came out might be the most shocking development yet. New evidence has surfaced. Evidence that could flip this entire trial upside down and change everything we thought we knew. Fans are stunned, family members are divided, and even Melly's closest friends are questioning what's real and what's not. Imagine sitting in court, thinking you've heard it all, and then suddenly a bombshell drops that no one saw coming. We're talking about secret recordings, alleged betrayals from people Melly once trusted with his life, and whispers that certain evidence may have been hidden all along. The courtroom was left in chaos, lawyers scrambling, the judge visibly shaken, and the audience gasping for breath as the details spilled out. For Melly's supporters, this feels like hope, a chance for freedom. For his critics, it feels like proof that the story is far darker than anyone imagined. And for the industry, this could shake the rap game to its core. What exactly was uncovered? Who betrayed who? And how will this new evidence change the fate of YNW Melly forever? Stay tuned, because this is just the beginning. The courtroom was packed. Reporters lined the benches, notebooks open, cameras waiting for their one headline-grabbing moment. YNW Melly sat stiff, his eyes darting between his lawyers and the crowd. You could feel the tension in the air, the kind of silence that comes before a storm. And then it hit. A prosecutor walked forward, holding a thick manila envelope, the kind you only see when something serious is about to go down. She placed it on the table with a dramatic thud, leaned into the microphone and said, "Your Honor, we have obtained new evidence that changes the very foundation of this case." Gasps filled the room. Even Melly's mum, sitting just a few feet behind her son, covered her mouth in shock. Fans online later said it felt like a scene out of a Netflix series, one of those moments where everything flips upside down. The judge raised an eyebrow. "Proceed." Inside that envelope were transcripts, secret recordings of phone calls allegedly made from behind jail walls. But these weren't ordinary calls. According to the prosecution, they contained not just casual conversation, but coded messages, veiled threats, and even references to missing pieces of the original case file. "Ladies and gentlemen," the prosecutor said, her voice sharp and cutting, "this is not only about 2 young men who lost their lives. This is about a conspiracy that may involve people in this very room." The defense shot up instantly. "Objection! This is outrageous. We haven't even verified the authenticity of these so-called recordings." But the damage was already done. The crowd erupted, whispering, recording, sending live tweets and TikToks before the judge could even bang the gavel. Melly turned to his lawyer, eyes wide. "What the hell is this?" he whispered. And then came the twist no one expected. The prosecutor called forward a witness, not a cop, not a detective, but someone Melly once considered family. His longtime friend, known to the streets as T-Roy, stepped into the courtroom wearing a crisp shirt and an expression that said he was ready to burn bridges. The room exploded. This was betrayal in real time. T-Roy sat down, adjusted the microphone, and when asked to state his name, he hesitated. Finally, he said, "I used to ride with Melly. I was with him before the fame. I know things." Fans in the courtroom couldn't believe what they were hearing. Twitter lit up, not T-Roy turning on Melly. "This is wild, bro. You can't make this up." The prosecutor leaned in. "Tell the court what you told investigators." T-Roy took a deep breath. "I didn't want to do this, but I can't lie anymore. Those phone calls, yeah, they're real. And I know exactly who he was talking to." The defense team went pale. Melly's mom shouted from the back, "Lies! All lies!" The judge threatened to clear the courtroom if order wasn't restored. But it was too late. The seed had been planted. T-Roy's testimony wasn't just about the calls. He hinted at missing weapons, at deals made late at night, at people hiding evidence because they were too scared to speak up. "Why are you saying this now?" the defense asked, trying to discredit him. T-Roy looked directly at Melly, his voice cracked. "Because I thought he was my brother. I thought we were family. But when I was locked up, he never had my back. He left me out to dry. Now it's my turn." The betrayal cut deep. Melly's face hardened, his jaw tightening. To fans, it looked like the moment of friendship turned into war. Outside the courtroom, emotions ran high. Some of Melly's supporters cried openly. Others cursed T-Roy's name, calling him a snake. But some admitted they were shaken. If even his day ones turn on him, one fan said. What's really going on? And just when everyone thought the drama had peaked, the prosecutor revealed one final twist before the day ended. She held up a USB drive and declared, "Tomorrow, this drive will reveal conversations that have never been heard before, and once they are played, the truth will no longer be in doubt." The courtroom erupted again, the gavel pounding like thunder. Melly was escorted out, his head down, his lawyers whispering frantically, and fans across the world. They were glued to their screens, waiting for the next day, the next reveal, the next betrayal. Because this wasn't just a trial anymore. This was a reality show playing out live, and the stakes were life, death, and freedom. The next morning, the courthouse felt like a movie set. News trucks lined the street, helicopters circled overhead, and fans crowded outside chanting Melly's name like he was already free. Inside, though, the air was heavier than ever. Everyone knew today was the day the USB drive would be played. Melly walked in flanked by guards, his face unreadable. But behind his blank stare, you could see the pressure mounting. His mom sat in the front row, clutching a Bible, whispering prayers. His younger brother looked ready to jump out of his seat. This wasn't just a case anymore. It was a family battle for survival. The prosecutor wasted no time. She walked straight to the judge, handed over the USB and said, "Your Honor, what you're about to hear may be disturbing, but it is necessary to reveal the truth." The courtroom went silent. The clerk pressed play. At first it was muffled, a jail phone recording, but then the voice was clear. It was Melly. "I told you, man, don't let them find that piece. Keep it under the house. You hear me? If they find it, we are done." Gasps. Phones dropped. Even Melly's lawyer buried his face in his hands. The prosecutor paused the tape for effect. "Ladies and gentlemen, this is not speculation. This is YNW Melly himself, speaking about hiding critical evidence in this case." The defense jumped up. "Objection! This could be taken out of context. This doesn't prove anything." But the prosecutor wasn't done. She pressed play again. This time, another voice answered. One recognized instantly by fans in the room. It was T-Roy. "Don't worry, I got it. But what about YNW Bortland? He's starting to talk, bro." The room erupted. Even the judge struggled to bang the gavel over the chaos. Melly's mother screamed, "That ain't real. That's not my son." She tried to rush forward, but was pulled back by security. Tears streaked down her face as she shouted, "They're framing him!" Fans online exploded. Twitter lit up with hashtags, which were Free Melly and Melly Exposed trending side by side. Some fans defended him, claiming the tape was edited. Others said it was over, that the king of Murder on My Mind had just confessed in his own voice. But the biggest twist wasn't even the recording. It was what happened next. After court adjourned for lunch, Melly's mum and T-Roy's sister got into a heated confrontation in the hallway. Witnesses said it turned physical, shoving, screaming, accusations flying. "You turned on family," Melly's mum yelled at T-Roy's sister. "No, your son turned on himself," the sister shot back. "We are just telling the truth." Security had to step in as fans recorded the whole fight on their phones. Within minutes, the footage went viral. The live blew up, with thousands tuning in. But while some fans clung to hope, others said it was too late. The evidence felt too heavy, too damning, and yet, there was still one more twist to come. Because as the night dragged on, rumors leaked that the state wasn't done. They had another witness lined up for the next day. Someone even closer to Melly than T-Roy. Someone who, if they spoke, could shatter the entire family. By midnight, the internet was on fire. Who was the mystery witness? Was it YNW Bortland himself? Was it someone inside Melly's label? Or could it be his own brother? Nobody knew for sure. But one thing was clear. The next day in court would be the most explosive yet. And for YNW Melly, the walls were closing in. The next morning, the courthouse didn't just feel tense. It felt radioactive. Rumors about the mystery witness had spread like wildfire overnight. Some fans swore it was YNW Bortland. Others whispered it could be someone inside Melly's label. But the most chilling speculation? That it was someone from Melly's own bloodline. Melly walked in slower than usual, his eyes cold, almost hollow. He scanned the courtroom, looking for familiar faces. But his mom refused to meet his gaze. She was still shaken from the hallway fight the day before. The jury filed in. Reporters raised their cameras, and the judge called for order. And then it happened. The prosecutor stood, her voice steady but electric. "Your Honor, the state would like to call our next witness to the stand. Jamel's younger brother, YNW, Christopher C. Melly Demons. The room exploded. Gasps, screams, shouts of, "No way!" Even the judge had to slam the gavel 5 times to restore silence. Melly's jaw dropped. His brother, his baby brother, was walking toward the witness stand. Fans outside who were live streaming the event went crazy. Nah, his own brother. This is straight out of a movie. Twitter lit up instantly. Melly vs. family trending worldwide. See. Melly sat down, looking nervous but determined. He avoided eye contact with his brother. When asked to state his name, his voice cracked slightly. The prosecutor didn't waste time. "Mr. Demons, can you tell the court why you're here today?" Silence hung heavy. Then C. Melly spoke. "Because I can't lie anymore. I love my brother, but what happened that night ain't what he's been saying." The courtroom shattered. Melly slammed his fist on the table. "You lying, bro. You know the truth." His lawyer tried to calm him, but his rage filled the room. His mum collapsed into tears, whispering, "Why? Why would you do this?" The prosecutor leaned in closer. "So what is the truth, Mr. Demons?" C. Melly hesitated. Then, like ripping off a bandage, he said, "Melly was there. He planned it. He told us what to do after. He told us to keep quiet." The courtroom was chaotic. Some jurors covered their mouths. The defense leapt to its feet, screaming, "Objection!" The judge shouted for order, but the damage was done. This wasn't just testimony. This was betrayal from blood. Fans across social media erupted. Instagram blogs posted side-by-side pictures of Melly and his brother. Captions like, "Blood doesn't mean loyalty," and "This case just got darker." YouTube reaction channels immediately went live, debating if the brother was pressured into flipping. Some claimed he was bribed. Others said he was scared for his life and finally told the truth. Inside the courthouse, Melly sat frozen, eyes locked on his brother. You could almost feel the heartbreak pouring out of him. "You were supposed to ride with me," he mouthed. "You were supposed to ride forever." But it didn't end there. The prosecutor dropped another bombshell. Screenshots of text messages between C. Melly and T. Roy, coordinating what to say if questioned. "They told us to keep the story straight," C. Melly admitted. "But I couldn't do it anymore. I have a conscience." The defense tried everything. They grilled C. Melly, accused him of lying for a deal, of being manipulated by the state, but he held firm. "I'm not doing this for them. I'm doing this because the truth matters, even if it kills me inside." Melly's mum shouted through tears, "They broke our family apart." Her cries echoed in the chamber as guards restrained her. The judge warned he would clear the courtroom if disruptions continued, but the cracks were already permanent. The image of brother against brother, blood against blood, was burned into the jury's mind. By the end of the day, Britain's Daily Mail ran the headline, "Brother testifies against YNW Melly in shocking court twist." In Miami, fans staged protests outside the jail, holding signs like "Free Melly" and "Family ain't forever." And still, the defense wasn't done. Melly's lawyer announced they had their own bombshell. Coming, evidence that could prove this entire case is built on betrayal and lies. But whether the jury would believe it was another story. As court adjourned, Melly was escorted out in chains, his face a mix of fury and devastation. He looked back at his brother one last time, eyes blazing with hurt, before disappearing through the courtroom doors. Outside, chaos continued. Fans fought in the streets. Families argued online. The rap community was in shambles. Some rappers publicly unfollowed Melly's accounts, while others pledged loyalty, saying, "We ride in no matter what." This wasn't just a case anymore. This was a Shakespearean tragedy playing out live on social media. A brother's betrayal, a mother's heartbreak, a fan base divided, and a rapper's entire future hanging by a thread. The question everyone asked that night, could YNW Melly survive this? Or had his fate already been sealed by the people who once loved him most? The YNW Melly case has always been unpredictable. But after this week, it feels like the ground has shifted completely. A hidden USB drive, shocking audio, a best friend flipping, and now, his own brother taking the stand against him. Fans are torn apart, the family is in pieces, and the entire rap game is watching like this is the biggest reality show on earth. But here's the question. Is this the truth, or just another setup? Was C. Melly pressured to betray his brother? Were those phone calls manipulated to fit the prosecution's story? Or is Melly's darkest secret finally coming to light? Right now, the courtroom feels less like a trial and more like a movie set. Betrayals, tears, viral fights, and shocking evidence. And through it all, one man's freedom hangs in the balance. If Melly is convicted, it changes everything. If he walks free, it changes everything. Either way, this case will go down in rap history as one of the wildest, most divisive trials of all time. But what do you think? Was Melly betrayed by the very people he loved most? Or was this the truth finally catching up to him? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We're reading every single one. And don't forget, hit that like button if you want more updates. Subscribe so you never miss the next twist in this case. And share this video with someone who needs to understand just how insane this trial has become. Because trust me, this isn't the end of the YNW Melly story. The story isn't ending. It's only the beginning. It's only the beginning.